Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
One state line family is on their way to Minnesota, hoping that their son and brother will have a successful transplant surgery. Coming up, we'll show you how the community came out to show their support. Plus, with COVID cases continuing to rise, health experts say now isn't the time to let your guard down. We'll share some of their tips later. And Election Day is just 2 days away. Millions of residents in Illinois have already voted. Coming up, we'll share important information on when the last day election officials will take mail-in ballots. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. Thanks for joining us tonight. A man is fighting for his life at a local hospital after being shot on Halloween night. It happened at the Concord Apartments on Cameron Avenue around 11:45. When Rockford police got to the scene, they found two shooting victims. The first victim is a 20-year-old male. Police say when they found him, he had multiple gunshot wounds. His injuries are life-threatening. The second victim is a 22-year-old. He was also shot but expected to be okay. Police ask if anyone has any information, call them or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers. A state line family is on the road to a hopeful recovery. A 15-year-old boy was diagnosed with pancreatitis. He's now on his way to get a transplant. Michelle Rave was there as he was leaving and as cars lined up to wish him and his family good luck.
15-year-old Jalen Nowd and his family are making the trek to Minnesota. That's where Jalen is expected to receive his life-saving transplant. Neighbors, family, and friends wanted the Nowd family to feel their support before they left. In 2014, Jalen was diagnosed with acute recurrent pancreatitis. It eventually progressed to chronic pancreatitis, but the diagnosis didn't stop him from tackling his passion of playing sports, especially football.
There is no doubt in my mind that football is his passion. It might be one of his true passions. The kid just loves being on the field, loves being able to compete, and I truly do believe that once he gets through this procedure that he's going to be on the field with us someday.
Dupec football coach Tyler Hoffman says it was important for him and the rest of the team to lend their support.
I've known Jalen since he was in second grade. He started playing football for us at our junior tackle level. Obviously know him not just from a football level, but from a personal level.
Longtime family friend Becky Neal was at the send-off with her son. She says it's been an emotional roller coaster for the entire family.
I think it's mixed emotions because the surgery is, it's a tough surgery, and to think about your child going through that is very hard. But the outcome of it will be so awesome and amazing for Jalen.
Neal says the outpour of support is a reflection of how much Jalen and his family are loved by the entire community.
We've got 3 communities that came together. Nancy's from Winnebago. They live and go to Pecatonica schools, and they play football at Durant. We've got 3 towns that have come together to show their amazing support and love for them.
And I think it's important to know that they've got people to lean back on in times like this, in times of need.
Reporting in Winnebago for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
We have a link to help support this family on mystateline.com. Illinois' health authorities report over 6,000 additional confirmed cases of COVID-19 today. 35 more people have died from COVID-19. The state reports there were no local deaths. The total number of cases in Illinois has grown to 417,000, including more than 9,000 residents dying from the virus. As of Saturday night, 3,000 people are fighting the virus in the hospital. 692 patients are in the ICU, and 284 of them are on ventilators. The state's rolling average now sits at 8%. All 11 regions in Illinois will have stricter mitigations. Starting November 4th, Region 2 will have those mitigations implemented. They are the last region to do so. Our region, Region 1, is under Tier 2 mitigations. State officials say it's due to this area having the highest positivity average in the state. Now, Region 1's positivity dropped slightly to 13.5%. It was 13.6% yesterday. From yesterday, 4 out of the 9 counties' positivity rate lowered in the region. Boone and Stevenson seeing the biggest drop. Both were 19% and above. Today, the state reports their averages are 17.6% and 17.9%. That's still well over the warning level. Carroll County sees the biggest jump in the area. The county now has a 15% positivity rate from 11.9% yesterday. As COVID-19 cases surge in our area, parents of Rockford Public School District elementary students can change how their children learn. Families can choose to switch from in-person learning to full-time e-learning or vice versa. Requests can be made starting November 2nd through November 9th. And after 11 months into this pandemic, our way of life has dramatically changed. Now with a new wave of infections gripping many parts of Illinois and the country, healthcare experts are warning of pandemic fatigue. They urge residents to continue using COVID-19 guidelines like wearing a mask and social distancing.
As much as we get worn out with those things, we need to remember to stay the course because we want this virus to turn around. We want it to abate. And so we need to take those precautions.
Crow also shares that those who are struggling with their mental health during this pandemic should reach out to a loved one or mental health professional. The election is just 2 days away. In Illinois, nearly 3.5 million residents have already voted. Of those, close to 1.7 million votes were mail-in ballots. Election officials across the state urge voters to turn in mail-in ballots now. For Illinois, ballots that are postmarked by Election Day can still be counted as long as they get there shortly after the election.
Those have to be postmarked by Election Day, so November 3rd, and then we have 14 days after the election to receive those ballots. If you're putting them into the drop box for the county, then you have to have it in no later than when the polls close at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, Election Day.
On this final Sunday before Election Day, the candidates are hitting the battleground states. They are urging their supporters to head to the polls. ABC's Alexis shares President Trump took on 5 rallies across 5 states today. Joe Biden reaching out to voters in Pennsylvania.
With just 2 days until Election Day, the candidates are blitzing battleground country. President Trump holding 5 rallies across 5 states on Sunday, including Iowa, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. His first stop, Michigan, where he is once again making his case to suburban women.
They want to close down your factories, ship your jobs to China, eliminate private health care, destroy the suburbs. The women of the suburbs, you've got to love me.
The president's handling of the coronavirus pandemic continues to be a key issue. His campaign says voters want life to get back to normal.
Look at these Democrat-run states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. We're seeing this on the campaign trail with the rallies. People are tired of these lockdowns. They want to safely reopen.
In Philadelphia, where Pennsylvania polls show a tight race, Joe Biden taking aim at the president's leadership.
2 more days, we can put an end to this presidency that is from the very beginning sought to divide us, to tear us apart.
His campaign appearing confident they will win some of the battleground states Trump carried in 2016.
Instead of the number of contested battleground states shrinking, which is normally what you see at this point in a campaign, the number has actually expanded so that we're now campaigning also in Georgia, in Iowa, in Ohio.
As Election Day nears, more than 93 million Americans have already cast their ballots. 9 million Texans have voted, surpassing all of 2016's turnout. But a federal judge will hear arguments Monday in a case brought by Texas conservatives challenging more than 100,000 ballots cast at 10 drive-through locations in Harris County, which is largely Democrat. The group alleging curbside voting violates state and federal election laws. A similar challenge was already rejected by the all-Republican Texas Supreme Court. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend weather-wise yesterday. Outside of the wind, actually was gorgeous. Temperatures upper 50s, low 60s, getting back above average. Hey, and this might have been a pretty common scene if you were out doing some trick-or-treating. Keith Streeter shared his fall and Halloween picture. I think it pretty much sums it up. We got to go hashtag Halloween 2020, right? Yeah, gorgeous out there yesterday. Today, a little bit of a different story. Although we've had the sunshine, it's been quite windy and quite cold too. Kim shared this picture, gorgeous on a day we had actually some rain showers mixed in with some sunshine. Beautiful picture there. See King at WTVO.com. That's where you can share your fall pictures. You know, the wind speeds from today coming down, still gusting at around 20 miles per hour now. In Freeport, 22 in Rochelle and 21 in Sterling, but much improved from where it was just about an hour or 2 ago. temperature-wise, our numbers really haven't been all that warm today. 38 in Rockford, feels more like 29. You're 34 in Belvedere, 37 in Janesville, and 36 now our temperature in Rochelle. Those wind chill factors in the 20s here this evening will drop down into the teens as we go through the night tonight. We started the day off with some cloud cover. Departing low pressure system pulled that cold front through earlier this morning. You might have heard when the front came through. Winds really picked up. We had some winds gusting close to 50 miles per hour. That was at about 2, 3 o'clock this morning, and even still winds peaking 40 to 45 miles per hour through about the noon hour. And the difference in these two strong storm systems, area of low pressure to the northeast and high pressure building in the west, really shifting that wind around to our northwest and allowing that wind to pick up. Temperatures yesterday were 61 degrees, but with that cold front coming in, officially our high will go down as 51, but that was reached at about 12:08 this morning. We spent most of the day in the low 40s and the 30s, and with that clear sky we've got overhead now, this will allow our temperature to fall into the low 20s here as we go through the night tonight. Tomorrow is going to be another cooler day, but warmer than where we were this afternoon. Still windy, but that wind direction coming in from the southwest. And look what that wind direction does for us. Warms our temperatures. In fact, we're going to see those numbers climb and stay above average as we go through the rest of this week. Big ridge of high pressure building will allow that southwesterly wind to really pull in the warmth, which means by the end of this week and upcoming weekend, temperatures could actually come close to that 70-degree mark. And with that too, our skies are actually going to stay fairly dry. A live look with our Mercia SkyTrack camera now off to the southwest out in Beloit, Wisconsin. You see the clear sky, but our sun's setting this evening. Sunset tonight, since we lost that hour, or I shouldn't say lost an hour, we technically gained an hour as we fell back, but it just means the sun sets now at a little earlier. Sun will come up tomorrow, though, at 6:31. The sun will set tomorrow night at 4:48. The sun set tonight at 4:49. Down to 22 degrees thanks to that clear sky. Winds will ease up just a bit, but still coming in at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So we don't really see that wind cool off too much here as we go through this evening. 52 for tomorrow afternoon. A cold morning, but we'll see the sunshine and a little warmer. Look at those temperatures, Alexis, as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday. Dry for the rest of this week, too. That's a big thing. Next chance for rain might not come until early the following week.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
We're almost halfway through the NFL season with Week 8 action. Let's start with the Packers and Vikings up in Green Bay. With Aaron Jones sidelined, Davante Adams had a career day last week with 13 catches for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. Same story today, so how would Adams follow up his performance? How about getting the Packers on the board with this touchdown reception in the first? Well, the Vikings, they have a superstar talent as well. He goes by the name of Dalvin Cook, and he gashed the Packers defense today. This one tied the game up at 7. These two just went back and forth all game. Here's Rodgers finding Adams again on the mismatch. That makes it 14-7 Pack in the second. Right before the half, Vikings knocking on the door. Dalvin Cook barges right in for his second score of the game. How about a third? Cook pushing and punching this one in from inside the 1. Packers defense had no answer for the Vikings running back today. Cook finished with 4 touchdowns. This last one coming on this screenplay right here. He finished with 226 total yards and 4 touchdowns. Adams got a third TD, but it was too little, too late. Vikings pick up their second win of the season.
We didn't overlook anybody. I don't know if we handled the elements as well as we have in years past. It was obviously cold, and I don't know if we, played with the same type of energy that we needed to.
Bears and Saints are over on Fox 39. That's America's game of the week, and the Bears are trying to show America they're turning things around after Monday night's loss. They're all tied up at 13 apiece at the moment. I'll have all those highlights and post-game reactions tonight at 9 and 10. The only other NFC North team left to show you is the Detroit Lions at home taking on Phillip Rivers and the Colts. In the first, Stafford takes the snap, goes towards the end zone for Marvin Jones. What a ball and what a grab by the veteran wideout. That gives Detroit the early lead. But Rivers would get his revenge. He floats one for Nyheim Hines, who brings it in for the score. What a pitch and catch. Colts roll over the Lions 41-21. So with the loss today, Green Bay falls to 5-2. They're tied with the Bears for first. Obviously, that will change once the Bears game is over. The Lions hold steady at third, and despite the win, Minnesota is still in last place. Fourth-ranked Notre Dame handled Georgia Tech yesterday, winning 31-13. Brian Kelly and company face a tough matchup next Saturday when the number 1 ranked Clemson Tigers travel to play in South Bend. This is a rematch of the playoff game from 2018 when Clemson demolished the Irish 30-3. Fortunately, the Tigers will be without potential number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence, who's out with COVID.
Trevor will not be able to play. Just want to go ahead and get that out there. We hate that for him. Hopefully he'll be able to travel with us still and be able to, help those guys on the sideline.
We've been preparing for this opportunity to play the best team in the country in Clemson at home. So our guys are excited about it. They're ready to go back to work. The guys are right back at it tomorrow. So they're excited about this opportunity to, play, the gold standard.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.